Number 16, similar to number 15, only instead of there being, just a monomial multiplied by a binomial, we have two binomials. Okay, but we're not going to do anything different. We're going to use the same steps. So again, I need one log here, so I'm going to condense. And I know since it's addition, that I'm going to use multiplication here. Okay, so I have log base 2, and I'm going to FOIL this. And when I do, I get x squared, 5x plus 2x is 7x, plus 2 times 5 is 10. So now I've got my log of one thing, so now I can bump these to be exponents. Okay, base 2. This cancels, so now I have x squared plus 7x plus 10 equals 2 to the 4th power, which is 16. Okay, I have another quadratic, so I need to subtract 16 from both sides. All right, so what multiplies to give me negative 6 and positive 7? Nothing, right? So what is the one thing I can use that always works? I can use it anytime. The quadratic formula, x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. It's morning. I'm a little froggy. All right, so in this case, A is my invisible 1, B is 7, right? And C is negative 6. So when I plug this in, I have negative B plus or minus the square root of B squared. Now, if B was negative, well, and even now, I would just get in the habit of putting B in parentheses. B squared will always be positive, even if B is negative, because a negative times a negative is a positive. A lot of people miss that. They'll put negative 7 squared in their calculator and get negative 49. Okay? No, this will always be positive. And this is positive anyway because 7 is positive. But anyway, B squared minus 4 times A times C over 2A. Okay, well this is x equals negative 7 plus or minus the square root of 49 plus, right, because a negative times a negative is a positive, plus 24 divided by 2. So let's see, this is negative 7 plus or minus the square root of 73 over 2. So x is going to equal, I've got 2 here, right? One is plus and one is minus. So I have negative 7 plus the square root of 73 over 2 and negative 7 minus the square root of 73 over 2. Let me get my notes here. Throw that in your calculator and you get x is approximately 0.77 and negative 7.77. A lot of sevens. Okay, if we plug in negative 7.77 into either of these, we're going to get negatives. Oh, excuse me, up here. You always should look at the original. Okay, up here I'm going to be taking the logs of negatives. So this is extraneous. All right. Number 17. We don't need that anymore because there's only one on the homework like this, or on this review. All right, very similar to number 15. Okay, I've got log base 3, I've got to condense it, and I've got 3x times 2x plus 1 equals 2. I'm going to distribute that 3x to get 6x squared plus 3x equals 2. So now I'm ready to go. I'm going to bump these two up, make 3 a base. Okay? Cancels. 6x squared plus 3x equals 9. Okay? 3 squared is 9. All right, again, I have a quadratic. I'm going to get everything over to one side. This one, hopefully you notice that you can divide a 3 out of it. So I've got 3 times 2x squared plus x minus 3 equals 0. All right, and I'm just going to skip the step where, we divide both sides by 3, so the 3 goes away. Okay? All right, this is factorable. How do I know? Well, because I did it ahead of time. But if I use the Xbox method, I'll see that I can create another equation that has 4 terms. So I drop down the 1. Okay, this 1 drops down. 2 times negative 3, they kind of come down. Now what multiplies to give me negative 6 that adds to give me 1? 3 and negative 2. And remember that that 3 and that negative 2 are going to replace this 1. So I've got 2x squared plus 3x minus 2x minus 3 equals 0. I hope you guys remember how to do this. Okay, now we've got 4 terms. I'm going to split it down the middle and use factoring by grouping. Over here, I can only pull out an x. So I've got, let me do that, 2x plus 3. And over here, I need 2x plus 3 again for this to work. So what do I need to factor out of here to get 2x plus 3? A negative 1. So now I have 2x plus 3 times x minus 1 equals 0. If I set each one of these equal to 0, I'll get my answers. So this one, if I subtract 3 from both sides, 2x equals negative 3, divide by 2. So x equals negative 3 halves and 1. All right, let's look at the original though. Negative 3 halves times 3 gives me a negative. And you know what? I don't even really need to know what this one is. If this worked with the negative, it still doesn't matter because I have 1 that doesn't work. So the answer is 1. All right, let's continue with 18 coming up next.